Verstappen in the gravel or something. All right, welcome guys to this episode of Formula One. Today I'm starting it. Welcome to our fans all around the world. Anyway, we're going to get straight to it. Day 2 of testing. Beautiful stuff. Red Bull continues to do well. Verstappen had the fastest time in rain. Pretty good time too, 119 point something, which is good. Apparently Leclerc, because we don't know how to trust this data. Roman will talk about that. Leclerc came second in time-wise. Hamilton, I think, came fourth. Hadjar third, I think. Don't quote me on that. But the trend that's continuing is that Ferrari engines are doing very well, getting the most mileage. The Ferrari team today got more mileage. And we were talking trash about Ferrari preseason, but if we're going to talk trash about them, it's going to have to be about something other than reliability. It looks like they have good reliability. We know that they brought in the steel alloy gasket head or head gasket, which seems to be paying off. The car is reliable. I don't know how fast it is. We're not going to know any of that until probably Bahrain, but they're reliable. That's the first step. Red Bull, absolutely reliable and good pace. Mercedes, very reliable. And if we're to trust what happened in Mercedes when they did their test in Silverstone, they hit 310 kilometers on the straight with George Russell, and they were going 100% for 200 kilometers. So clearly Mercedes is probably just as reliable as anybody else. And on top of that, probably the fastest car in the grid because of their engine power. But so far for today, we can say good job by Verstappen. Hadjar wrecked the car, so they won't get any more data this week. But in general, I think the consensus is that Red Bull looks good, so you don't have to panic. Mercedes looks good, and Ferrari has good reliability
so far.
Reliability. So we're going to wait to see what the prima donnas come in tomorrow with their new black.
Are we going to mention the elephant in the room?
McLaren. All right. Okay. So, what are your thoughts, Roman? You can correct any little things I said. Get us started.
All right. So today there were only two teams running because it was piss poor raining in Barcelona. It was Red Bull and Ferrari. And Red Bull it was Max and Isaac, and for Ferrari it was both their rivals, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. And both of them combined did 108 laps together. And Charles being the highest one, he did 64 laps, and Lewis did 44 laps. And for Red Bull, Max only did 27 laps. And the surprising part of that is, in 27 laps, he hit the fastest time in the wet. And whereas Hadjar did 45 laps, and he crashed. So that's interesting. That it seems like Verstappen has gotten used to this car already, which is scary to think.
Who's surprised, man?
I'm not surprised, but
Verstappen is like what's his name? I know you weren't saying he's like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris will carry his own. Chuck Norris will carry his own. He'll carry his own casket at his own funeral. Like the legend of Verstappen has gone with me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Anyway. But coming to the engines, which are the most crucial part of these regulations, is that Ferrari in total now has added 300. In total, there are 306 laps they have done as an engine manufacturer. This was done with Cadillac, Haas, and themselves. And second place is Red Bull Powertrains, 267. And since Isaac crashed the car, I don't think Red Bull main team will be able to do much anymore. It will be only they have to rely on Racing Bulls to do most of the engine testing, which I think they're doing fine. And third place is Mercedes. I wish they did.
But it's going to cost a lot of money. So what happened? They said his rear stepped out. What happened?
So it was piss poor raining, of course. And as always, in the rain, you have to be very careful, especially in the throttle application. And since these cars have so much torque, you have to really maintain it. Surprisingly, Ferrari and Red Bull have maintained very good lower gear torque, meaning that as soon as you press the throttle on full power, it doesn't kick you as much. But it's in the rain, so it's much more slippery than normal. So Isaac definitely was a bit too fast on the throttle. The rear stepped out because too much torque, and he hit the barriers. It is the tail as old as it gets. But I don't think he has lost confidence. He was saying that the car has a lot of stability. So I think Isaac is pushing the car, which is good to know. It's very good signs.
But meanwhile, Checo was still celebrating right now. Checo was like, I told you. Go ahead.
But as for Ferrari, Charles Leclerc has put optimism. He's like, the car seems nice. The engine is something I have to get used to. Not to mention, he's the only guy who has done engine braking the most out of everyone, including Verstappen, which is interesting to see. The interesting part is that Lewis is actually struggling in this engine. What happened was that he spun out on turn 5. It was slippery conditions similar to Isaac, but he went at the gravel. He didn't crash, but it caused a red flag. But his time was 133.45.
Very slow. 4 seconds slower than Verstappen slower than Leclerc, and about 5 seconds slower than Verstappen. Cool, what do you say? I was just kidding. Go ahead.
Not to mention, Hadjar did 131.9, so it was 3 seconds faster than.
Yeah,
so it's just to think that this engine braking is a bit teething issue to Hamilton. But to be fair, there's a lot of customizability with this engine that Leclerc was saying, that they can adjust the range of how it brakes and whatnot. So maybe a bit of setup can help Hamilton. But that's for today. And tomorrow, we're going to see the constructor champions from last year, McLaren and Honda. The main dark horse at the moment is Honda. We have not seen them push at all. The new engine manufacturer, Audi, we are seeing their issues. They've been having clipping issues, and the car has been kicking them a lot in the ass because the torque is too much. And turns out it's a gearbox issue, so not an engine issue so far.
All right. So quickly, talk about Verstappen went into the gravel too, didn't he? What happened with him?
It was soft tire.
You overlooked that one because you're a Verstappen fan. I will call it.
That's what I'll tell you what happened. It was piss poor raining, and Red Bull sent him on soft tires, and he went off in turn 1. I don't know what they expected. So
yeah. Even Verstappen has a rainy day. All right, good one.
Hey, he set the fastest time. So,
I know. I'm playing around. All right, you know me. Verstappen's my favorite too, so you know me. All right, so go ahead, Fabi. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
basically, it was a very good day of testing for Red Bull and Mercedes, as you guys alluded to. I think one thing that we saw here was already Max Verstappen seems to have adapted quickly to the new machine. But in terms of predicting the behavior of the tire, because of the lower weight of the car, it's not very easy to do that just yet. But in terms of performance, I think Red Bull did quite well, Mercedes too. And another thing I wanted to talk about...
Mercedes was yesterday, but I think you're treating it as a continuum. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. One thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that this electric power thing is still very, very tricky because it can generate heat, thermal, and the thermal energy can affect it if it's not properly harnessed or harvested. So the 50-50 power distribution is still a bit tricky, but it looks as if Red Bull may just have gotten it right from what we have seen so far in the testing. And for anything else, I think this testing has shown us performance behavior, but not so much tire degradation and some other aspects, especially when the downforce has been lowered now. You can't talk much about tire deck just yet.
Yeah, it'll still be relative though, but and this is called the mystical part. There's just a sense of a feeling that Red Bull is dangerous. Like even Russell said, he's a Red Bull look good. He said it yesterday, and it seems like Red Bull. It may not stand out in any one area, but at least it seems like they have a versatile car, you know. And I think all of that talk last year, halfway through the season, when people were like, "Oh, Red Bull's going to be at the bottom of coming 6th, 7th next year, and Verstappen's going to leave." That doesn't seem like it's 67. Yeah, all these kids like this 6-7 bullshit. All right, we have to remember Roman is still below the 20, so he's doing the kids joke.
No, I hate it. I despise them.
I hate it. What are your thoughts, Mr. Kunle?
Yeah, I think when we look at the braking that Roman was talking about, I think that Hamilton's got more teething troubles than a crocodile with a toothache. The problem we've got here is that he's 5 seconds off. He's 5 seconds off Verstappen, and then Ferrari is how many seconds? 2 seconds off Verstappen. Did you say Leclerc?
Sorry to bust your bubble. They're off by 10 seconds.
So the question is how many of the remaining 16 cars are going to fit in between there? Because all I know from this is that Red Bull is faster than Ferrari.
Aston Martin is coming, and McLaren is coming tomorrow.
It has to be noted.
The second question is, how many cars are faster than Ferrari? We've established that Red Bull is. We're now just going to look at the other cars that are going to pass them by.
Mercedes.
I
would like to mention before we continue.
Pass them by. I suspect McLaren are going to pass them by with both cars. I have a feeling they're going to be having a fight with
This guy wants to interject. Give him a quick second. What do you want to say, Roman? Yeah.
Before you continue, it is worth noting that this is Ferrari's A-Spec. This is a mule car with an engine. This is not their aerodynamically optimized car. This is just the standard mule car with an engine. This is not their aerodynamic optimized car.
But I think we've had the argument that it would be better to have their concept now. I don't think this is going to pay off for them. But yeah, go ahead, Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, this car is 5 seconds off, and they haven't tested the second one that they wanted. You know, I mean, the other one could be worse. I mean, you're saying it like as if, the second one could be worse.
It's easy to be reliable when you're in a diesel truck. You know,
yeah, it might be reliable because it's slow. Then the other setting might be faster, and then be as reliable as having Hadjar Khalifa as your wife, you know?
Yeah. This is why I was arguing with you about the A-base. This thing ain't gonna work, man. They need to have a model right here that they know. But sorry, go ahead, Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Johnny's like, I'm sipping my tea waiting for you guys, man.
Yeah, so I mean, Ferrari have a lot of issues that we don't know about that they need to sort out. Leclerc's done well to finish second, but I mean, that's not really impressive because 2 seconds is a long time. There's a lot of cars that can get inside those 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So Ferrari
Verstappen's a rain demon, you know. So
yeah. So the question is, and if Ferrari are not that, if Ferrari end up being slow, then we still don't know how good Red Bull is against the McLarens and the Mercedes. Because if Ferrari is really, really bad, then this is not really impressive.
Yeah, but we do know because Hadjar had the fastest time yesterday. And that's
Mercedes ran.
Hadjar and the other Ferrari, right?
Hadjar, but Hadjar has a fast time Hadjar had the fastest time yesterday in Red Bull. Oh, Russell Hadjar was second, right? They won.
No. He beat Russell. He beat Russell by 5 tenths.
Yeah, Hadjar beat Russell yesterday, and Verstappen came first today. So even though we know this is off season and everything, and we take it with a grain of salt, this is 2 days in a row Red Bull has had the fastest car and a reliable car.
Yeah. I think Ferrari are happy that their car is reliable in theory with this engine, but it's a bit slow.
It hasn't blown up yet.
And they haven't pushed performance yet. They haven't pushed performance. All right, so far this has been good.
And Hamilton is still not used to the Ferrari brakes. He's still used to the Mercedes brake setting, so he's got problems there. He had them all
last year, man. You got a whole year. But Verstappen translates into a new car within 20 seconds, man. I'm just kidding. Let's do it.
Yeah, 27 laps. That's it. You know. He's fast already.
That's all he needs. That's all Verstappen needs. All right, so let's go to
Lewis has lost pace. He's lost pace. I don't know how to explain it.
Hadjar beat him today in the rain, too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He did in his 5th lap. On the 5th lap, Verstappen set the 19-second, 1 minute 19-second lap on his 5th lap. His 5th lap. My God.
You know what Verstappen is like? He's like Mozart. I'm not using a cliche. Like the guy was just a genius at a young age. He could just pick up things anyhow, you know. So that's just crazy. What are your thoughts, Mr. Johnny?
Oh, well. Yeah, so talking about Ferrari, at least we know they've got a reliable car in the rain. that we can see, you know. What's it now? I think for McLaren, rather than being the prima donnas that are going to come out, I think they were just not prepared. Not yet prepared. That's why they got stalled. I think rather than I think on the other way around, you know, rather than being the ones that I'm the world champions, we come out last and show. But I think they might not even be prepared for tomorrow, but they'll still roll out their stuff, and it might be horrible. You know,
and they only did 50 kilometers in their shakedown.
Let's say something about reliability. Yeah, I had a car, and the only reliable thing about it was that when in winter the car broke down and broke, the lining that defrosts the back window was the only thing working. So the snow could come, so you could push the car. So that was it. So I was just thinking about reliability.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not really what it's chalked up to be.
Okay, so we don't want to wait too much.
If performance is too much compromise, I think that
we don't want to wait too much. Let's try to put 5 to 7 minutes quickly because
You didn't
go
hear
ahead,
anything
Mr.
about I mean, no, there was no bad news about Audi and Cadillac. So it's kind of
But
like
they had very
so.
low mileage yesterday. They had low mileage, but they did okay. But they had low.
Only
They didn't do a
27
lot.
laps yesterday.
Yeah,
Only
they didn't do
27
a lot.
laps by Audi.
Yeah. So they have limited
Just taking
resources.
their time. They're just taking their time, man.
So
Yes.
let's quickly. We don't have much time, but let's talk quickly about Williams. So I'll let you set it up, Roman, because we haven't done research on Williams. All I know is that Williams had so much time. They spent the whole year preparing for this year. Their car is overweight, failing crash tests and
Crash
stuff.
test.
Yeah. Do they have a problem with overweight and crash tests, or just crash tests? Let us know,
Both.
Mr. Roman.
Both.
Yeah. So talk about that quickly. Quickly. Yes.
Yeah, my $50 was looking very bad at the moment because I bet some money on Williams. So what happened was that they were supposed to come to the shakedown, but they couldn't because they failed the FIA crash test of the chassis or the front wing 3 times. It is the most embarrassment I've ever seen in my life. Mind you, I have never seen a team fail a chassis design 3 times in a row. Cadillac at the first try got it. Williams at 3 times could not do it. And mind you, to reinforce it, they had to add over 30 kilos of weight. So whatever advantage they have with the aero design is completely down the toilet. I don't see how they can be any competitor. Alpine, the French disgrace, finished last time. They are on weight. They're on weight. They're perfectly on weight. And a Mercedes engine. For all I know, Pierre Gasly can win the championship next year. But what
Maybe.
this year?
Maybe.
At this point, I don't know anymore. Because whatever I know about Williams has been completely gone to dust. Because what the rumor basically was that when Williams did the crash test, it wasn't that bad, but the front wing was damaged, basically. It was not holding up because the aerodynamics, right, the active aero, they have to make it more rigid by the regulations. And Williams failed to do that. So after the first failure, FIA told like, okay, this is why you have to reinforce the front wing. This is where you failed. Williams did that, but after doing that, they got something else entirely. After the front wing crashed, the entire chassis cracked at the same time. So there's a chassis fix they had to do at the same time. So 2 fails in a row. And the third fail came around with both of them just blasted away. That's what the rumors say. So what Williams had to do is at last minute, they had to bring out whatever manufacturing that they could, because don't forget, next month they have to go to Bahrain. So whatever they did a hard job of putting parts together, whatnot, and to pass the test. Because if they don't pass it by the end of the month, they'll get fined. And I believe the fine is $250,000 per car for the 2 of them. So $500,000 gone there for nothing. So those are the issues. And whatever advantage they have by starting earliest is gone because 30 kilos of weight. I was clowning Ferrari for going with the heavy engine whatnot. Mind you, they're only 5 kilos overweight. They're only 5 kilos overweight at the weight limit. So a bit more design and a bit more flexibility. There you go. They're on weight limit.
Well, here's what I think. And I remember hearing James Vowles say last year that he follows data, that he's super data centric, and he's from Mercedes. Super data centric. I'm going to say that same thing I said. No intuition, and they obviously have a piss poor aerodynamicist. And data can't help you if you don't have a concept to start off with. Maybe I'm wrong, because I'm just making a guess. But I remember him saying it last year. Remember that show called The Grid, Off the Grid? He was like, yeah, we follow data very carefully. The new F1 is not about design and everything. It's not about, he actually said, he was basically talking about Newey, it's not about coming up with great ideas. It's about going wherever the data leads you. Yeah, but where's the data? It needs to follow something. You can't just say we're data centric. You still have to have an idea, which means that they're probably looking at other teams and just looking at a composite. What do you think, Mr. Roman, before we go on?
I mean, the irony is that he worked with Mercedes, and that's what got fucked them, because they followed the data, saying that zero-pod design will get you the most efficiency. Well, they're forgetting the suspension matters the most in the ground effect area, because if you can't keep the floor stable, the thing's going to bounce like Diddy's going to bounce at you.
Diddy. And that's why I'm because they have Rob Marshall, who's a suspension genius. All right, so we'll talk more. Like to continue. What are your thoughts, Mr. Kunle?
My thoughts on the suspension?
Now, Williams.
Williams is, after all of that.
I think Williams have got a lot of problems, and they finished the end of the last season with a lot of hope and belief that they're going to go on to greater and better things this season. They believe that they've gotten a better base to do so, and I think that what they've done is they got a piece of bread and they put too much butter on the bread. I think they tried to do too much too soon, and they bogged themselves down. That's how I feel about what Williams have done. But they've got a good driver. They've got good resources. I think they're one of the people that don't have a problem with the wind tunnel or with the aerodynamics.
Yeah, they've got good data. They've got good data and good correlation. But who are their aerodynamicists? That's what I want to know. Go ahead, Kunle. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I think that they do have the time and space to get their act together and to trim the car down a bit. So I think that they can. I think that they'll be okay. I actually think that there'll be a major problem for Ferrari. They're one of the people that are going to embarrass Ferrari.
Now I'm predicting they're going to come ninth as we speak.
However,
but anyway.
I don't know if they're going to embarrass Ferrari enough to overtake them, but they're definitely going to embarrass them.
I don't know. I'm going to say that Ferrari will still somehow eke its way into the top 6.
By the way, Adam Keenan is the aerodynamic director at Williams.
I don't know much about him.
I'm not saying that they're going to get past Ferrari. I'm saying they're going to embarrass Ferrari once or twice, like they did last season.
Maybe.
Yeah, lots of them
Hadjar got a podium, and Hamilton didn't. That's embarrassing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You lost all of your faith. You lost all of your faith in Ferrari.
Yeah.
I think what's his name will get some podiums this year, Leclerc, and win a race or two. All right, what are your thoughts? We're running out of time. What are your thoughts, Mr. Johnny? Then I'll follow you to take us out. Yeah.
Oh, well, about Williams, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Cooley Williams.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Well, no, I'll just. I don't know really much about the Williams. It's just that but that's after my own is just about Ferrari. It's going to be painful for me.
Williams when David Hill was there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be painful for me because I'm going to see Hamilton. Just like last season, just become like he's becoming nothing. Just the reverse is happening to him right now. From the beginning, like was a rising star. Now he's like just so it's going to be probably painful. Yes, painful descent.
I still think that he suffered a mortal wound in that Abu Dhabi loss. I'm a Verstappen fan, and we can debate about whether that race was fair or not. Because although Mercedes fucked up their tire strategy in that race, but I think that loss was it for him, man.
Yeah, it was
too painful.
It was painful to watch, and I can't, that kind of thing. Can't stop looking at it.
A road accident. All right, Bobby, let's start.
Yeah, so basically, from what I read, I think they said they struggled to pass this FIA's new front impact crash test. I guess that's why they didn't show up at all. And this really affected them. I think it's basically because of the 30 kilogram weight lighter of the cars. But in my own opinion, their competitors are going to have a head start over them because they have at least 250 to 400 of laps, of real world data ahead of them. And by the time they get to Bahrain, it's going to show in their performance, really. And they don't look like they're ready.
No, they're not. And but we'll continue. We're going to do a more incisive look at them when all of this is over. Any last thoughts you want to have on Mr. Roman?
My last thoughts is that Williams has a big battle ahead of them, and I wish for my $50 they get a P5 in the constructors.
You were better off spending your $50 on Taj Mahal beer, man.
Taj Mahal beer.
Is it Tiger beer? Which one is Indian?
That one's called Taj Mahal. I drink it from India. That beer is pretty good, though. It's a good lager. Yeah.
The Chinese and the Indians, they have Tiger and another. Yeah.
Oh, Tiger is good too. Go ahead.
Tiger beer. Yes, so it's been an exciting look at as we begin the testing of the engines and the cars on the laps, and we see Ferrari struggling, we see Red Bull shining, we see Williams has had too much Christmas turkey over the holidays and they need to sit down, and everybody's getting their scissors and knives out to get better, and as it winds up, cranks up to what we know to be international motorsport in 2026. From myself and Mustafa and Afolabi, Roman and Johnny, we bid you goodbye, farewell, adieu. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right, so I'll see you again as usual tomorrow.
Go.
Well done.
All right.
Good show, guys.